Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Understanding the Reason. I'm your host, Jerome Majette. Super excited that you guys are here. Man, we've been going through my book, Understanding the Reason God Made Man, What Made Him Do It. For those of you who pick up the book and decide to pick up one of our shirts, please send me a selfie over on Facebook Messenger, and I will shout you out at the end of our videos. And also, bring it, show you some love right now, like I'm gonna show my brother Kevin. Man, please help me do that. This is my guy, my big brother, man. Kev, I just want to thank you, man, for your support. You've always been in my corner, even since we was kids. So thank you, my man. I really appreciate you. Love you so much, man. We'll talk to you soon. And those of you who have been rocking with us, man, know that we just finished debunking this alien human theory, right? Where, there's people who believe that there was some society out in outer space that came here and dropped off, our ancestors, and that's how we got here, right? So we killed that. And then before that, we were talking about evolution and evolution being that we came from apes, right? And we got rid of that one. And we're in pursuit of asking these three questions and finding an answer to them. Why am I here? What is my purpose? And what happens next? So we've been talking about that, man, and we've been encouraging everyone to follow along. If you have my book, you can follow along in the book. But more importantly, just come back and just, share the videos, like them, comments. Your comments have been amazing. Thank you for that. What we want to do over the next couple of videos is talk about what's getting ready to happen on April 8th, dealing with this solar eclipse. And a lot of people are looking forward to this, man, because it's going to be a major event. Just look at it this way. This event is so rare that it's not going to happen for maybe another 150 years, right? Now, solar eclipses themselves are not rare. They happen every year and a half or so, right? But what makes this one particularly significant is that it's going to start at the southern portion of our country, and it's going to go all the way up towards Canada, right? So it's going to start off in Texas, right? And it's going to start right where they're having this big debate over illegal immigration, right? So Eagles Pass is where it's going to start, and it's going to go all the way up and exit out of the New York area into Canada, into Nova Scotia, right? But here's the part that's really, really significant. It's going to touch two cities of Nineveh, Nineveh, Ohio, and Nineveh, Indiana. And then there's 5 other cities of Nineveh just outside of the totality, the path of totality is what they call it, right? So the reason we're going to talk about how significant that is and the reason we have to pay attention to it, okay? Which is so important, man, that we lock this down, okay? So, but before that, we want to talk about the 2017 eclipse, and I took down some notes. I got my computer right here. You guys can't see it, but I took down some notes about this because it's so very, very powerful when you understand the meaning behind it, right? Before we get into that, though, I want to go back and revisit something that we talked about when we were talking about our days of creation. And if you haven't seen that series, man, it's fire, right? So you want to go check that out. I put together a playlist for that particular series of videos. But check this out. On the 4th day, what God did was something that's very, very, it could be overlooked. Okay. It could be missed, easily missed. But listen to this. On the 4th day, this is what God did. And God said, let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be signs and tokens of God's provident care, and to mark seasons, days, and years, and let them be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He also made the stars. And God set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good, and he approved it. And there was evening, and there was morning, a fourth day. Now, here's the significance in this scripture right here that we just read that I want us to focus on. So he said here, this is Moses, his narrative. This is what he wrote. God said, let these lights be for signs and tokens, right? And to mark seasons, days, and years. What is the significance behind that? Well, this event that's about to happen is a sign of something that's about to happen. So what signs are designed to do is to point to a coming event, right? It's a harbinger or a messenger of an event that's about to take place. A token is something that you can take away from the sign, if that makes sense. So it's a commemoration of something that you can actually take away with you to commemorate the sign, if that makes sense. So this in August of 2017, there was a solar eclipse that literally went from the west coast of our country, and it pathed its way all the way across the country and exited out of South Carolina. Now, the reason why that's important is because with the April 8th eclipse, the two paths are going to intersect to create an X. This X is going to be over the heartland of the United States. Now, you might think, well, what's important about that? Well, if we take what we just read about the sign and token, God, the creator, he's telling us something. He's telling us that something is getting ready to happen. So let's dig into that and find out exactly what he's attempting to share with us or what he's saying to us, because it's so important that we get this down, that we understand it, and that we act accordingly to what we're getting, the information that we're getting. Okay, so here's the we're going to look at this. We're going to look at this one thing here. I want to share this with you. So Jesus Christ was talking to his disciples about these signs, right? He was educating them on these signs, right? And he was literally talking to the religious leaders of his day, but he was educating his disciples at the same time, if that makes sense. So here's what they were trying to find out if he was really the Messiah, right? Because prophecies are how you know God, right? You dwell with God according to knowledge. So the prophetic word is that God was going to send the incorruptible seed into the world, the Messiah, right? So they wanted to know, are you him? Are you show us a sign. Show us that you're really truly who you say you are. And this is what he said. He said, you know how to interpret the appearance of the sky, but you cannot interpret the signs of the times. An evil and adulterous generation seeks for a sign, but no sign shall be given to it except the sign of Jonah. Now, the importance for us to take away from that is the sign of Jonah. What is the sign of Jonah? Well, we're going to talk about that when we come back to our next video. And man, you do not want to miss it. You want to be here so that we can understand Why did God put us here? What is our purpose? And what happens next? Love you guys. Talk to you soon. God bless you. Peace.